Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 on your AM dial here in beautiful Memphis, Tennessee. And without further ado, your host with the most, Larry Ray.
He makes Larry have 6 syllables, I think, in there. You know what? How about that?
Got to pop it. Larry.
You really popped it.
You know,
yeah, we got to get that one on tape sometime. So, all right, John Gordon, Frank Barton. This is third Saturday. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everybody. Well done, John.
Yeah, well done,
Thanks,
John.
Frank.
Sounds like a steak. You know, well done, John. But, hey, we got a guy on the line right now. We just got through talking to some other folks about a big event that's coming up next Saturday that's very close to my heart, and that's the Mid-South Junior Fishing Rodeo. And I think over the years, in this more than 65 years of doing this event, that there's one family that has stood out for so many years as donating a trip to their resort for some person in this rodeo, and that's Mike Hayes and his family at Blue Bank Resort. And we've got Mike on the line with us this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning. How you doing?
I know Mike was he was more into this than I was because he kept sending me messages or something. When's the rodeo? You know, and I said, hold on, Mike. We hadn't quit it. It's still coming. It's still coming. We just changed the date on it. But tell our listeners out there, Mike, why does Blue Bank Resort do this for us?
Oh, just anytime I can do something for the kids and getting kids in the outdoors. To me, one of the greatest things we can do is trying to introduce young people to fishing and hunting across the state. You know, if we don't teach them and get them into it, we're going to lose it. And that's one of my goals, do everything I can to help the young people get involved in fishing and hunting in Tennessee.
And this is a nice deal, 3 days, 2 nights, and Mike always is gracious to host the champion and his or her immediate family for a fun time and everything like that. And I know, how many years has Blue Bank Resort been there? Tell our listeners some of the history.
Well, I've been here over 100 years. My great-grandfather, he used to take people out in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
My grandmother, she built an old hotel in Soundburg, 1924. She had a restaurant, you know, they all meet in the morning before they go duck hunting. You know, she got us all started in the hunting and fishing outfitter business. Then my father, he took over from her back, you know, went and partners with her in the 40s, 50s, and bought her out in the 50s, and he built Blue Bank in 1958.
1958, okay. All right. So.
And then from there, we moved to the present location, moved Blue Bank to here, moved everything here about 7-8 years ago, but we built this location back in 1996. So now I'm the 4th generation, and my son's getting ready to take over from me. This will be the 5th generation that's been doing this at Reelfoot Lake.
You really take pride in that place, don't you, Mike?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just, I just feel like something that, you know, my father made me feel responsible to take care of the lake, and that's the same way I'm trying to teach my son. You know, not only do we have a place here at the lake, we're responsible for taking care of the lake and making sure it's here for the, you know, for our future.
But I know that you take pride even in the grounds work there, right? The flowers and everything.
Yeah, one thing I found out, fishing and hunting, we're changing a little bit. And if we're going to stay in this business, we're going to evolve and, you know, do things a little bit different. And now we're doing a lot with nature and, you know, making it family-oriented, making it nice stuff to bring your wife. And just it's a whole new experience.
It is.
Where the whole family can come.
And there's also, you know a little thing about food, too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. You know, my grandmother got me started that, you know, she started it, and, you know, my son finishing up with it. We've been in the dining room business for just as long as we've been in the outfitters business. And you make it an experience, too, don't you? I mean, oh, yeah. You know, we really tried to make it a one-of-a-kind experience here at Reelfoot. It's just, it's really, really a first-class place at Reelfoot. It is. If anybody has not been to Reelfoot in several years, it's hard to miss Blue Bank because it's the prettiest one there.
because of all the amenities that Mike has done. But I think you owe a lot of that to your mom too, don't you, Mike?
Oh yeah, she was the person that got everything. Always was honest about making everything first class, and having everything looking good.
Yeah.
And she was probably one of the best crappie fishermen in the country at that time. She crappie fished for 70 years and one of the best.
Is that not amazing, folks? Did y'all hear that? 70 years. I know I've been up there, and there she was. You know, she could scull too, right? I mean.
Oh yeah, she always believed if you have trolling motor on, you just wouldn't catch fish that you did when you're sculling.
Hey, we've already turned some people off saying sculling. What's that? I mean, you know, you
got your small handle paddle.
I know what it is, but I guarantee you, there's people listening right now. The younger folks, they don't know what sculling is. I mean, my uncle, he looked like Popeye with one arm. I mean, He could scull with the best. Now, Frank's over there. Yeah, that's right, Frank. That's got it. There's just a certain way to do it, but Mike's mom could do it, and I know that and everything. But I know, Mike, I got to ask you now, how was opening weekend of the wood duck season? How did that go?
Killed several wood ducks, killed several teal. You know, like the cool weather came through here, and it brought a lot of teal to Reelfoot. Had a pretty decent shoot this morning teal hunting. We killed several ducks, but it's just been really, really good. Reelfoot's always has a lot of wood ducks. It
does. I've had some of my greatest experiences up there in my younger years at your place or a couple other places in the old days where there was just a light bulb hanging down in the room I had. And I said, wow, this is really tough right here. And it's not that way anymore. If you go to Blue Bank Resorts, you can take care of that and everything. Well, Mike, we appreciate you and your family for doing this for the kids. I know we're going to have a big turnout next Saturday, and I know we'll have a great champion sent your way, and we couldn't do it without folks like you, Mike. So I appreciate you, buddy. Okay.
I appreciate you doing this, Larry. You know, anytime I can help with anything for kids and outdoor, I'll be right there for you.
You're there, buddy. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll talk all. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mike Hayes, Blue Bank Resort. It's really a nice place to go, and I know that my first experience up there, my first wood duck experience, I had no idea what it was going to be like. And I went with a couple of real characters. One of them was named Tommy Aiken, and the other was named Bob Holmes. And we left, and I was in a motel with one. It looked like the Bates place. I mean, it had one light bulb hanging there. And I just got to bed, and I had to get up. I don't remember even sleeping. It was there. And then the cars were the trucks were lined up to get out on the lake. I mean, really lined up almost all the way back to the highway. And that's the day that I almost died on the job.
Was that at Reelfoot, Larry?
At Reelfoot,
okay.
Yeah. I was, we were push polling through some areas to get to our spot. And I tell this to a lot of people, there were snakes everywhere. I mean, this was September. There were snakes. They live, there are snakes in Reelfoot, Plenty, yeah. And we had just seen a big one float by the boat. And Tommy was laughing. There's a snake up there. And he said, Larry, push us away from that up there. So I went up there and got the push pole or whatever it was. And I pushed us off, and all of a sudden I had a sharp pain in my hand, my right hand. And I looked down, and this finger was bleeding like crazy. And I fell back in the boat. I was stunned. I thought dying on the job. Me and Ernie Pyle, that's the only one's going to get a plaque on the wall. It's commercial appeal, dying on assignment. So I'm laying there back at, I'm moaning and all this, and Aiken's going crazy. And Bob, I don't know if you ever met Bob Holmes, but wonderful guy. Had a 3-legged dog, Dixie, that he competed with. But anyway, Bob's getting ready to do mouth-to-mouth on me. I could see him looking over. I see his face right now, looking straight at me. And all of a sudden I hear Aiken in the background. Pick him up. He got cut by Johnson grass. And so I'm alive again. So I go from near death to a dangerous wound by Johnson grass. So that told me that that's an experience that I know you listeners out there couldn't wait to hear. But we all have experiences, though. But wood duck season is unusual.
Well, it is, and
I know teal season now. It's. So why
talking
do you
about
do
snakes? I mean, this is the thing.
Why do you do it then?
Oh, it just you can go duck hunting, before the regular season opens. That's all the reason I do it.
Frank?
That's exactly the reason why.
It's just to get he hadn't even cleaned your blinds out yet, have you?
Lots of times we haven't yet.
Okay.
Lots of times we're just standing next to him.
Just standing.
Yeah. Just you kneel down and it's
And the teal season.
Yeah, it's
you think doves are hard to hit? Teals, they fly pretty fast. You know it?
Well, I would say a teal's easier to hit than a dove.
It is. It is that. No, I mean, because they don't zig and zag like a dove.
They're bigger.
They're bigger. The dove's about 12 inches, and the teal's a little bit bigger, but they do fly fast, though.
Oh, very, yeah.
And I've learned a lot of lessons about hunting them, but it's a whole new game. It does. So when do you start getting ready for the season? Are you ready now?
Oh, I'm pretty much ready now. I mean, I'll really start getting ready October.
October?
Coming up. It's, just trying to get on, make sure all my decoys are ready to roll. And I've got a new dog I'm working on, so I'm working with him every day. And he's 9 months old, but that's taking up a lot of time, and that's just, I'm really looking forward to hunting with him.
Frank's got it. He's got his Delta.
Yeah.
And Delta's ready, right?
Delta's always ready.
I thought you'd take the summer off. She's in conditioning too, right?
It's hard to keep the dog in condition around here during the summer because of the heat, but you can, it can be done, and you take your, go easy. Teal season's pretty good, a lot of fun for the dog. Water's normally low. You don't have a lot of swimming water usually. You got lunging water and
swimming water and lunging water.
Right.
Explain that to my listeners.
Okay, swimming water. The dog obviously has to swim to make movement in it.
Uh-huh.
Lunging water, their feet are hitting, the bottom, and they can move quicker. They have more fun.
Delta is a beautiful dog. And what's your dog's name?
Hopper.
Hopper.
He's a golden retriever.
A golden retriever.
Yeah, and his father's name is Yeti, so I called him Hopper after the cooler.
After the cooler.
Yeah.
Hey, let me put in a plug for John and Avery's
All right.
now, since we're talking about dogs.
You got about a minute?
Okay. In a few weeks, I'll be going to the Master National Retriever Club event.
You sure will.
Out in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And Avery's is one of our principal sponsors out there. I mean, it would be very difficult for us to put the event on without the good folks out there at Avery's. David Carrington, who's the dog guru for the
David will be there?
David will be there. David's running a dog out there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, David will have a dog out there running, and but we could not. I'm not saying we couldn't do it, but it would be
sure helps.
It wouldn't be near the event that it is because of Avery and their sponsorship.
And I don't know anybody that knows dogs better than David Carrington. That's for sure, and loves them better. He's a big puppy dog himself. All right, let's take a break. Wonderful conversation. We're going to talk a little hunting now. I'm not sure exactly what Brad wants to talk about. We're going to Hunter Specialties on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.